Hey guys, so can we talk? So this is going to be a video about relationships. If you may or may not know, I'm engaged, and I haven't told you guys the date because I am a private person and I don't like to share all of my personal information, but most people, if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that we're getting married in February. It's not that I want to hide things from YouTube. It's not that I want to be, you know, I don't want to keep people out of my life. But what I don't want is, I don't want to overexploit our relationship, and I don't want people to be able to put their mouths on things that they don't know anything about, if that makes sense. And it's not even me being a jerk. I want my personal life to be sacred, and I want my wedding to be sacred. I want my relationship to be sacred. So when people ask me all of these deep questions that require me to talk so much about my personal life, I get scared and I don't do it. I just don't even answer because I don't feel comfortable sharing that information. And people ask me, are you going to do a wedding update? Are you going to do a wedding series? Are you going to talk about your wedding? Now I show you guys my engagement pictures just because they're pictures. I mean, a picture is a picture. I can't really like keep that to myself because they look so good and I want to show people. As far as talking about my plans for my home, where I'm going, where I'm living, the details of my wedding, I don't think it's appropriate for me to talk about those things on camera. I don't want it to lose the sentimental value that it holds because people make weddings so commercial, you know what I mean? It's only going to be my friends and family, close friends and family, and it's going to be very intimate to me, and I don't want it to be all over the place. Consider this your wedding update because I'm not talking about anything else regarding my wedding, and I will not be posting vlogs from my honeymoon or anything like that, so don't expect it because it's not happening. Now I'm going to talk about relationships because I get a lot of relationship questions. By the way, my relationship is not perfect, so don't sit up here looking at my pictures and ask me about my wedding thinking that I'm perfect and that my relationship is perfect, because it's not. So you guys only know what I show you. Your best advice on a relationship. I've been dating my fiance for 3 years almost, and one thing that people always ask me, how do you guys keep your relationship so strong? You know, how do you guys stay together, especially being long distance and only seeing each other a couple times a year? We have a great friendship. Like, we're friends. We were friends before we started dating. We were friends, and we talked on the phone for maybe a year before we even started dating. We didn't even call each other baby and honey until 8 months into being friends, okay? And that's not even, it's not even talking about, you know, relationship type stuff. We never talked about that. We never talked about dating. We never talked about, ooh, I like you, ooh, I like you. No, none of that started until about 8 months into being friends. And I think that is so important. So important. In order to have a good relationship, you need to be friends with that person. You guys need to be able to look at each other without thinking, oh my god, I don't like him, and being like, this is my dude, we're gonna be friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're just friends with someone, you learn so much more about them than when you're all up in their face trying to kiss them. Everything has to be so uptight. I think people make relationships so uptight, like they have to be a certain way. No, when you're friends with somebody, it doesn't have to be any kind of way because you're friends with them. And I've always wanted that. I've never wanted a guy that I couldn't be myself with, that I couldn't, you know, be normal with, that I couldn't breathe around. You know what I mean? And I think that's why me and my fiance have always had such a good relationship, is because we're friends. We're best friends. Like, we talk to each other just like a brother and sister would. Like, we don't care. Like, we just be us. And we think of it as we're a team. You know, we're buddies. Like, we can't pick each other apart. And another thing would be communication. You have to be able to communicate. I know social media, they keep you so in this world where you think everything is revolving around you, and it's not about likes and retweets, guys. Like, you need to be able to communicate with somebody, meaning you need to be able to verbally express your feelings, not physically, but verbally express your feelings in a healthy and controlled way to where you both can understand where you're coming from. You need to be able to put yourself in that person's shoes and communicate with them and figure things out. That goes for any relationship, with your parents, with your friends. You can't have any healthy relationships at all if you don't communicate with everybody the right way. And that's what ruins a lot of relationships too, romantic relationships, because their friendships aren't right. If you don't have a good friendship with your own friends, how can you have a good relationship? If you don't have a good relationship with your parents, how do you expect for any of your other relationships to go smoothly? Like, you have to be able to communicate and understand different types of people and learn how to work with them instead of shutting people out and running from them. You know what I mean? Like, you have to address all of your issues, or your issues will spill over into other relationships. So you have to make sure that everything lines up. You know what I mean? Like, if you have problems with your parents, fix it before you ever decide you want to start dating. Fix your relationships with your friends, with your parents, with your aunts, with your uncles, anybody you have animosity against. If you're holding a grudge, none of that stuff needs to happen before you're dating, because if you start dating with all of that anger built up inside of you, your relationship's gonna suck and it's gonna fail, and that person is not gonna like you because they'll be able to see how hurt you are. Work it out, guys. Learn how to work things out and communicate. Okay? Okay. Did you plan on getting married this early? And if you don't mind, make a video on patience for some of us waiting to be in your position. Okay, just understand that things aren't going to happen for you until you're ready. And when you're ready, you won't know when you're ready. Just be ready. You know what I mean? Like, don't sit around waiting on some dude to come sweep you off your feet. Stop waiting. What are you waiting for? Like, guys, when they see something they want, to get it. So it's not up to you to go out and find a man. It's not up to you to swing your hips real hard so that he can look at you. It's not up to you to spray yourself down with perfume and fix up your hair and your face and swing your hair in front of every man you see so that you can get one. It's so much easier when you let a man chase you. I'm so sick of these girls trying to go out and get what they want, and it never ends up what they want because they don't know what they like. Women, our emotions change so much. We don't know what we want. Like, one day we'll want this, next day we'll want that. One day we'll want chocolate, the next day we want vanilla. We just don't know. Stop waiting. Stop worrying about it. Just be the best person you can be. Go out and do something with your life, and he'll find you where you are. When I met the man that I'm about to marry, I wasn't even looking for a relationship. We're not forcing anything. We weren't rushing to be together. We weren't rushing to be in a relationship. We weren't rushing to get married. We're just letting things happen. Like I said, we were friends for about 8 months. I didn't even tell him that I liked him or anything. We were just friends. I was like, hey, what's up? How are you? Cool. Well, going on about my business. Talk to you later. I wouldn't text him first. I wouldn't call him first. I wouldn't do anything. I was just like, why? Like, if he wants me, okay, he'll tell me. But until then, I'm chilling. You know? You have to have that attitude about stuff. You gotta just chill. Like, you can't be so uptight, because then he's gonna see it and he's gonna be like, oh, she wants me. And it's like, makes it awkward. And no. Just go about your business. Like, it'll happen. When it happens, and it'll happen. So just, how do you know when the guy is the one? To be honest, I don't know. I knew he was the one when he told me that he loved me. And I felt the same way. I don't date just to play around. Like, if you want to do this, I'm serious. Like, we're going to be serious about this. We're going to be adults about this. Well, there's no checklist you can check off to know if somebody's the one or not. You know if you can handle them. You know if you can deal with them. If you've seen them at their worst and you've seen them at their best, you've seen them when they're mad, sad, and angry, you can deal with that. And you don't need anything else from them but them. If you guys were living in a box, would you be able to stand them? And that's how you know. Never prayed for the perfect husband. There is no mystical magic that's supposed to happen before you marry somebody. Like, if you want to marry them, then marry them. End of story. Sure, that people ask me all the time is, how do you have so much confidence? How do you stop comparing yourself to other girls, especially in relationships? You need to be confident before you get into a relationship. And like I said before, it will affect all of your relationships, and not just your romantic ones, but the ones with your families and your friends. You need to be able to handle all of those too. So that comes with being confident enough to deal with people who don't understand you. Because nobody will understand you like you understand yourself. People aren't going to get you. That's just it. That's life. Nobody's going to get what you get in your brain, because we don't have the same brains. So you have to be able to look past the fact that some people just don't know you, okay? They don't know you. Even when they think that they know you, they don't know you in your brain who you are as a person. So you have to be aware and cautious of how you deal with people based upon how you feel about yourself. Confidence is a hard thing to teach because you can't teach somebody confidence. You kind of just have to come to it on your own and realize who you are. You have it better than somebody out there. So don't ever think that you're not worth anything. I don't let other girls bother me. I don't let other people's expectations of me bother me. I kind of just go on about my business and do what I want to do, and I don't worry about what people think, because people are always going to think something. And especially when it comes to my relationship, if he thinks somebody is cute, if he thinks somebody is attractive, I know he has eyes. I don't think that I'm the most beautiful person on the planet, so of course he's gonna see somebody that's beautiful. And you know what I do when he sees like a celebrity or something and says, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, I don't compare myself to them. I'm like, yes, she is beautiful, man. I agree with you. High five, because that girl is fine. I don't take those things personally, because it's life. People are pretty. What are you gonna do about it? What's your advice for someone thinking about pursuing a long distance relationship? How did you handle it, and were you ever discouraged? Discouraged? Heck yes. If I could put a cuss word before that, I would. It's like taking half of your heart and shipping it across the country and expecting to continue on with your day without that half. In a long distance relationship, you have to be in love with that person. There's no other way you're going to keep it together. If you don't have a foundation to build a house on, then your house will float away when it rains. I think trust, communication, all those things that you need to make a long distance relationship work needs to happen before you guys start dating. Y'all need to establish those things first with being friends, and a lot of that will work itself out. I think that's why I was able to deal with it, because we're friends and we trust each other like nobody's business. Like, I trust him more than I trust anybody on this planet. You cannot be in a relationship if you don't trust somebody. Jeez, I don't even know how people do it when they don't trust each other. What are you doing? Like, it's not worth it. Communication, man, you got to be on your communication game. Like, every couple hours y'all need to be communicating. Advice on getting over an ex: let it go and move on. With anything in life, it's like that. You just have to keep moving. Like, you just have to keep moving. I've never really had a super bad breakup to where I've had to like mourn and cry myself to sleep every night, because I've never been one of those kind of people who was ever really hurt by boys. For people that I know I used to talk to and I don't talk to them anymore, delete their number, unfollow them on all social networks, and move on. And it's gonna hurt, it's gonna suck, it's gonna take a while, but that's all you have to do. I mean, that's all you can do, is move on with life, because a guy who isn't worth your time is not worth your tears. I hope this video was helpful to anybody. I get a lot of relationship questions, and if you do have any more questions that you want me to answer, I'll continue answering them on Ask FM, which is in the description box below. All my links are down there, so you can check that out. You can hit me up on Ask FM, and I usually answer all those questions. I wasn't answering relationship questions because I wanted to do it on this video, but from now on I will be answering those on there. So if you have any more questions about this, I can definitely do that. Stay tuned for more videos. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.